Guys, we are in SQL, multiple tables. So you can see that right now I'm holding off and finishing up these labs because I've contacted CodeCademy. I've sent a message and an error, and I've tweeted them about how to fix their save/run errors. So right now we're going to wait up on that. Hopefully I'll be able to upload a video in the future. But anyhow, let's get started. So we're a multi-table. It looks like we're going to be messing with multiple tables here. So we need to create table artist, and then we're going to have ID with the integer, and we're going to use with the primary key, meaning that everyone has to have one of these, and that's kind of how it's unique also. So that's kind of what a primary key is. So for instance, like your ID or your social security number would be a great example of a primary key. So now we're going to use multiple tables. So we're going to select all from the albums table, and we're also going to select all from the artists. Let's see what happens here. So run. So we end up getting two queries here. So our query results. This is our database schema, and then this is our query results. So next we need to remove the previous query. Then we're going to find out, select from artists, select all from artists where the ID is equal to 3. And if the ID is a primary key, we should only get one result. Select from, and make sure you spell it right. It's artists. So, and cool. So you can see right there, our primary key ID, there's only one, and it's Michael Jackson. Oh, on the next line, add the other. So now we want to select all from albums where artist underscore ID equals 3. So now we're going to get all of Michael Jackson's albums. So we have Bad, and then we have Thriller. At least, I think he has more. I'm positive he has more than 2, but in this example, there is only 2. So now that we understand how SQL links data between tables, let's write a single query. So we are going to select albums.name. So that's probably the table in the column, and albums.year, and artists. So what's going on right now, if I had to guess? So a couple of these parameters we're selecting from multiple tables. So we need to specify which one we need the name parameter and the year parameter. See, albums.name, artist.year. So just again, just think of it as an object, and it should make a lot of sense. And here we go. We have our album artist, album name, etc. So now we want to select, and we'll type it how they're doing it, from albums. So we want to select all from albums and join artists on albums.artist underscore ID equal to artist underscore ID is equal to artists.id. So let's see what's going on here. So you can see right here, we're setting all these to be one big query, and this you can see that the artist ID is telling you this is the album ID, and this is the artist ID. So you can see who did what. Alright, so now we're going to select all from albums, and then left join artists on album.artist underscore ID equals artist.id. So a lot of the good things about SQL is it's kind of intuitive. This I'm a little bit confused on, so let's see what's going on. Not every artist has produced an album. Let's write a join statement to include these artists. Okay, so I'm not sure what the left join is. So let's see, select all from albums. Left join artists on album. Oh, here, albums. There we go. So now we have 1989 as the name of the album, but it doesn't have an artist ID for whatever reason. Same thing with Unorthodox Jukebox, so that therefore we're including it now. So right, it can be confusing when two tables have columns the same name in the code editor. All right, so we are going to select albums dot name as album and albums dot year. So we're just specifying which ones we want, and we want artists dot name as artists from albums, and then we want to join our table artists on album dot artist underscore ID equal to artists dot ID, where the albums, all right, now we're, remember what where does, so where albums dot year, so where it's going to specify a parameter 1980, or a prerequisite. And so let's see where I made a mistake. So start from the top, select albums dot name as album. Let's see if that's it. Alright, cool. So that looked like that was it. So it changed the artist and album. So it basically just changed the results here. So you can see if we look up here, we have name, and this has been changed to artist, or album rather. And then in the name for the artist, for the artist table, we change name to artist when it displays. So it looks like we've kind of finished. Looks like we're about to finish the SQL. So bam. Pretty cool stuff. It's really, as far as I see it, there's the front end, which is like design. There's the back end and databases. And databases kind of go into the back end. And so SQL is a really cool and important tool to have. And I'm not sure what course I'll do next, but you know, just kind of, it's kind of hard to practice SQL, but I'm sure there are resources. At least this gives a brief introductory course of what you'll actually be doing with SQL, and you know, maybe you'll be prepared for a class or a job where they just want you to kind of be familiar with it. So thank you for watching the SQL course, and don't forget to comment, like the video, subscribe, and questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, WordPress topics, it's all appreciated. See you guys next video.